Oh my God, it's happening. I can't believe it's happening. Punch it, woman, punch it. Oh my God. Holy. Not mine. It's coming. Oh my, I think that's mine. It's time, baby. Woo! Wow. This is insane. Push the button. Right to the Guardians of the Galaxy scene. First time in the Cybertruck. Holy, I'm barely turning the steering wheel. Sheesh! So here it is, the 2024 Cybertruck. So I'm gonna go over all the stuff we need to look out for, especially when you're getting your Cybertruck. Also, mine is a little bit different. It's the Foundation series. So there's a couple small things with the Foundation series that's different from the regular ones, but there's not that many differences. Now already you can kind of see it's like so different. It was so crazy when I was getting the car. Let's get started with the front. Now the one thing Tesla is known for is panel gaps and issues, especially with stainless steel. You need to make sure there's not that many panel gaps and it's not crazy. Even Elon Musk said so, that they have to really be good with the production because it shows so easily. So I have a delivery day checklist. I have it on Etsy. I have a free version as well. But we're just gonna start from the front first and then make our way back. And using this gauge, it kind of helps me see how bad the panel gaps really are. But again, no car is gonna be perfect, especially when you get a Tesla. So this is in millimeters, and you could see that the millimeter distance here is about in between 1/4 and 3/16 on here, like right in that middle. So let's check the other side real quick. Yeah, so this side is actually bigger than the other side. If you look at this here, this side part here, this is like the pillar. You can see how it's super flush, right? Perfect. Let's go check out the other side. Now, if you take a look at this side, however, you can see this piece here, it's sticking out. So it's not flush. We're working with a different beast here, right? It's not like other NE panels where we could easily fix it. These are stainless steel, very hard to bend and kind of fix. And let's not forget that because they make these in Austin and it's not easy to make, the chance of them fixing this is very small. They're probably gonna say it's within spec, I guarantee you, if I was to bring it up. So this is the Cybertruck. So there's a couple features that's completely unlike any other Tesla ever. The first one is, of course, a front camera. So when you are inspecting this, make sure you check the front camera, look for any rock chips, look for any scratches. It looks good. There's also plastic here, so you want to make sure there aren't any scratches or issues here. So we're gonna check underneath. I see it looks totally fine and clean. We're good. And also the headlights are located down here. They're not up here. This is the LED light bar, but the headlights are down here. We're just gonna check to see if there's any scratches, any condensation. So take a look at the side over here as well. Make sure nothing's coming off. I did a quick inspection at the delivery center. The build quality on the thing is amazing. They did a great job. Make sure the mud flaps are installed really well. We got the grill pedestrian speaker here. Since we're here, take a look at the stainless steel. It's stainless steel, it's not gonna be a perfect thing. You can kind of see some marks here. The main issue you wanna deal with, I don't know if you guys can see, but this one I'm pretty sure we could buff out easily, no problem. So I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is I'm looking for very deep scratches where I could put my finger on it and it kind of dents in. That means the stainless steel has been compromised, which is gonna lead to rust and issues. So that's why you wanna be careful with that. Take a look at the LED light bar too. You wanna look for any type of scratches or cracks or anything. And again, this is a Cybertruck and it has all these right angles, so make sure all the right angles are good. If you look at the hood angle, it's perfect with the LED light bar, and that's what we want. We wanna make sure it's perfect all the way across. Nothing is elevated or indented. Take a look at the plastic again as you keep moving on. Make sure the tow hook is on here well in case we ever need to tow this bad boy. I think this is normal, this moves, but it's weird how it looks like it's upside down. Headlights are secure. Mud flaps, ooh, this one's kind of loose. And then we're come up to here, so you can definitely see the rust, right? Rust gate. It is rust, but it's on the surface of the stainless steel. It's kind of baked in there because it's from the rail dust, from like trains and of course the elements. I'm gonna teach you guys how to remove that later on. However, you can kind of see that there, so don't reject it just because you see this. It's totally removable. We're looking for deep scratches. I don't see any deep scratches. So now we're gonna go ahead and open the frunk, make sure it works properly because it is the first time ever an automatic frunk. So there's a little groove right here, and I thought that was the button, but the button is actually, so here's the button right here. So you'll feel the groove and this whole thing is a button. Okay, so we're gonna press that button. You're gonna make sure it opens automatically. Now we're here, we're just gonna check the seals. Make sure there's no rips or tears in the seals. Make sure it's all attached. This car is so cool. Everything is like a hexagon. There's no circles. Washer fluid is a hexagonal shape. But if you open it up, look, I found the first circle. Sometimes these bumpers might fall out. They're like kind of guards. Take a look at all the bumpers. Make sure it's securely fastened. Make sure all these are attached. Make sure there aren't any tears or anything in this wire. I don't know why they have it exposed like this. It's kind of scary. This bumper piece is actually out. So this bumper wasn't popped out. So I had to just pull it out. See, before it was like this. So now it's popped out. I don't know if that's gonna cause any issues, but it does seem like it's supposed to go in and out. But I am gonna pop it out anyways. We're taking a look at all the seals along this entire area and making sure everything is placed perfectly. And the beauty is a lot of times Tesla, they don't paint this fully. However, it's stainless steel. There's no paint on here at all. So you don't have to worry about that at all anymore, which is awesome. Another thing they added is a protection so you don't hit your head. It's like this little plastic piece here because it's very sharp on this edge. So they added that here when the front is open, you don't actually like poke an eye out, which is very possible because these pieces can be sharp. Make sure this piece is added as well because sometimes they may not have it. And you think I'm just joking around and I'm saying, oh, I don't have to just inspect my Tesla. To this day, when I was at the Irvine Delivery Center, there was a long-range Model Y with reflector-style headlight, while every other long-range Model Y had the updated matrix projector headlight. So if I was getting the reflector ones, I would have rejected it for sure. And also there was a guy out there whose roof wasn't aligned properly, so the glass wasn't sitting in the middle. So that was an issue, so he had to reject the vehicle. So it still happens, so because people are human, right? They make mistakes. So make sure the Cybertruck logo is here as well. You never know, maybe they'll put a piece without it. Test the front closing function. There's actually a button right here you could press to close the front as well. And you could use it to open the front, so it's like the emergency button. Or of course, you could use the button as well. Now we're gonna inspect the body, the side body. We're gonna take a look at the plastic fenders. It's all held in by clips. Just look for anything that's loose or anything like that. So it looks like I did note some damage right here. However, it's a very small damage and I think I'm just gonna leave it alone. It's just a plastic piece, they could easily remove it. So I might put in a work order for this tiny scratch here, but I could do that later. While you're here, you just wanna take a look at the camera, make sure there aren't any scratches in the camera as well. And of course, since we got the Foundation Series, make sure that Foundation Series badging is on there if you order the Foundation Series. All right, so then you wanna take a look at the plastic fenders on the bottom. People have noted they saw a lot of discoloring that wasn't able to be removed, so you have to get completely replaced. Just take your time, take a look at all of it. I mean, I did drive it a little bit, so that's why it's a little bit dirty, but it looks good. Now again, we're gonna take a look at the stainless steel panel. You can see how dirty it is. And I was testing out the windshield washer fluid. So you can kind of see all this like grease stains everywhere. And I know why people wrap it now. It's a fingerprint magnet. There's stains everywhere from everything. So it looks horrible. We're gonna check the seals also. Make sure the seals aren't ripped or torn or coming off. These are very different seals than every other Tesla. So take a look at it, take your time. No issues here. They did a really good job with the soundproofing. There's seals everywhere. Make sure these are all securely fastened since we're here. You can see some alignment issues here. And I think it is this whole piece that wasn't aligned properly, which is why it doesn't fit perfectly there. But it's a very slight thing. And we're gonna take a look at the other side to make sure. We're gonna take a look at the side mirrors now. Just make sure there aren't any deep scratches or anything. Make sure it's securely fastened. Now this does have auto dimming side mirrors, so make sure it has that kind of outline. And I have seen people with very cloudy mirrors. They don't notice it till later, but a small section is like very blurry. So take a look at all angles. Hello there. Makes you look good. Since we're here, let's check out the windshield wiper. Just examine it. I know some people said that it wasn't aligned properly. It was like weird, like it was coming out on this side. So just take a look. It does have some movement to it, so take a look at that. Looks like it's securely fastened. It looks good. Now, when you are getting your car, of course, you want to make sure your VIN is correct. You can easily do that on the screen. However, you can also check physically on the car, but you have to be at least 6'3" or taller to check it out, and it's because it's over here. I'll show you. I think I actually might have to do it because my wife, Everyday Jan, isn't tall enough. Like all the way up here. Look at that. You see that? Since the windshield's so big, you can't take a look at it all at once. So since we're on this side, take a look at the glass on this side and look at the angles and look for any scratches or anything. Now, moving on, we have the side repeater camera here. Again, take a look at it. No condensation. We're gonna test out the door function later, but I wanna get everything on the exterior part done. So come on, we're gonna move back to the quarter panel back here. Cold steel. Man, it is nice. Fingerprints, look at these fingerprints. Look at that, look at my greasy nose. Dang, that is a sweet fingerprint there. Someone could use that for prints. Also, there shouldn't be any sharp edges. Semi-sharp is okay, but if you run it over and you cut yourself or cutting into the skin like very sharp, and tell them, they'll buff it down because it's not supposed to be like that. Take a look at the plastic piece here. Mine kind of sticks out a touch in certain areas, but it's nothing crazy. It looks good overall. Since we're at the charge port door, you just have to press here. It opens, Cybertruck logo, boom, there, and then just close it. making sure everything is good. There aren't any deep scratches. This is all plastic, so this can get damaged very easily. Take a look at the panels here, almost a finger width. And we just kind of run our finger all the way along here. This was an issue a lot of people had, especially the new ones. They were like, oh my God, the panel is horrible. The stainless steel comes all the way, hugs this black plastic piece, and it flares out. And it doesn't flare out till about like right here. I'm getting around 2 millimeters here. And then if I keep going out, we're getting almost 3 millimeters here. It's like 4.5. It gradually goes out. So we're gonna see on the other side if that's normal. Doesn't look bad at all. You can't really tell. If you're at a certain angle and you're looking at it and you take a photo of it, it looks really bad, but it looks fine. Check this side of the plastic. Look for any scratches. Push on it too, because I noticed it pops up a little bit. So push on it, make sure it's all in really well. Moving on, my plastic piece is a little bit loose, but it kind of pushed back in on its own. So see if you could push that bad boy back in if you need to. We're gonna take a look at all the stainless steel again, make sure we're just checking to make sure for any deep scratches, and it looks fine. Take a look at the rear lights. Look for any scratches in there because it's right over here. The camera is here as well, so we're gonna take a look at that. No scratches there. I do recommend putting PPF or some sort of ceramic coating on this because this is the only thing you could use to see. And when it rains, it gets very dirty. We're here, we're gonna take a look at the rear bar. You can kind of see already, it's not super flush. Is it supposed to be super flush? I don't think so. Because this is the soft close door function and attaches to here. So see how there's a little bit of gap here? It goes in here, but it goes out. So if I was to push on this whole thing, now it's like more flush. But take a look at the bar. The biggest thing is you don't want this piece to be misaligned with this piece. And then of course right here, we have the Foundation Series badging again in the back here. So no scratches, looks good. But a lot of people were complaining of mismatched panels. Like some of them were black, some of them look like yellow. But then someone said on the forums that it fixed on its own, weirdly. So take a look at it, just take a look, make sure the panels are all black. Make sure the seals are in. This is what helps that waterproofing. There aren't any warping or tears in the seals. There's seals all along here as well, all along here, so make sure that looks good. So now we're on the other side and we're gonna check that measurement that I did last time. So when I'm on this side now, you can already see there's a difference in the gap. This is much of a bigger gap. 3. So this is a much even gap, but there is a huge gap along this whole area. So again, these are small things. I mean, no one carries this around with them. So it's not worth it, to be honest. It looks good, it looks fine. Just look for the major issues and see if we can fix that. So again, take a look at the panels on the other side panels again. Like if you see here, there's a clip, it's not fully in. And it's probably because this side is not as flush as the other side. So that's why it's not perfect. So I think the only way for them to fix this is to fix this whole side, which is impossible. I'm not doing that. Oh yeah, and like I said before, you know how it was kind of uneven? So yeah, see how much more flush this is with the other side? This side maybe goes barely above the panel on this side. Because we have the Foundation Series, there was a recall for the wheel cover. So that's why there's no wheel covers now. They're waiting to redo them and make it better. However, just take a look, remove the wheel cap covers if you have them on. Take a look at the rim underneath, look for any scratches or issues. These come with the Goodyear tires, so very obvious you have them, they're gigantic. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. Take a look at all the wheels and look for any scratches on the rims. So a lot of issues that people had with their Cybertruck is when they open or close the doors, sometimes it made some rattling sounds, so you want to be careful. So to open the door, it's very easy. There's a rectangle button here, and in the center, that's where the light is. You could just press anywhere on there and it opens the doors. Rear doors open almost 90 degrees. The front doors don't open 90 degrees. That's another thing you have to take a look at and test, because I know someone did say that their rear door had a different hinge on it, so it didn't open 90. So we open the door and we're gonna close them, but don't just close it. You got a Cybertruck. There's 2 reasons. 1, it's very durable. 2, you wanna slam that bad boy and see if anything breaks off or any clips come off or if you hear any sort of vibrations. So don't be afraid to slam it. Nothing, good. Now, when you are closing the glass, you're gonna see the mirror go up. So that's another thing to look out for. When you open the door, the mirrors come down. And then when you close the door, the mirror goes up. So we're gonna test it with this bad boy, and you can even kick it if you want to. Hiya! Closes, no problems. Now we have to test it out from the inside to make sure, again, you can listen for those sounds and then make sure the door's actually open. So let's go and test it out. Okay, so we're gonna come into the Cybertruck. With the door open, I'm gonna try rolling down the window first. So it's supposed to stop here, not go all the way down. I'm gonna close it. And then see how it goes all the way down. It's a safety feature. It's on the Model 3 Highland as well, where the window won't roll down all the way until you close the door. The rear doors of the Cybertruck, there's also a manual release. So there's a rubber piece here. We're just gonna remove the rubber piece. Then you're gonna look for a yellow loop. You're gonna pull the loop and it's gonna open. But I noticed the handle on this side, trim wasn't securely fastened. So I just had to push it, and then now it's securely fastened and good. Take a look at any interior scratches or issues. Also, now that we're here, we're gonna take a look at all the door seals as well. No tears or anything. There aren't any issues with the door seals. It looks good, but see how it's not perfect, but I think it's okay. Because we have the Foundation series, it comes with their own floor mat. So they do install it for you, so just make sure it's installed there for you already. It's cool because it even has a Cybertruck logo on the floor mat. And then of course, also you wanna take a look at the door seal here as well. Make sure it's all securely fastened. Tell them by clips now, wow, upgrade. Rubber stopper here, perfect. Now a lot of times, especially with the colored Teslas, bolts are supposed to be colored. However, the beauty is this is all black, so it's gonna be all black. So hopefully there aren't any issues and they don't actually put a white bolt on. But just take a look at it, make sure this is a black bolt, make sure there aren't any heavy duty scratches on here because they do tighten it manually with the wrench. Again, we have the Cybertruck logo here. So take a look at the glass again. Everything is dual pane glass, front and rears. But the cool thing, a little Easter egg for you, is when you roll down the window in the front with the door open, you get that Cybertruck logo. Look at that, it's a Cybertruck right here. So that's cool, so make sure it does that. And then when you close the door, it goes all the way down. So when you are closing it, make sure you close it and listen, okay? So listen, so open. You can hear it, I think there's something wrong with this door. You hear something rattling? Yeah, you hear that rattling sound? So something in there is making a rattling sound right here. And close it. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna put in an order for that. Now, while we're here, we're gonna test out the manual door release as well. Just like any other Tesla, it's right in front of the switch for the window. Pull it up, and it manually opens. With the manual release, don't do it all the time because it can damage the window trim. It even says so on the screen. So let's test out this side. That sounds solid. Little vibration's okay, but that one is excessive. I think one of the clips isn't secured properly. So opening it up, and it says right here, look, may cause damage to window trim. Now we're gonna check out the fun part, the truck cargo area. We have the switches here, very simple. If you lightly press it, it moves up and stops. But if you push it harder, it goes automatically. So that's something to keep in mind. Open, close it, make sure it works. At the back here, you can open the rear trunk lift gate. You cannot close it automatically, but you can open it automatically. So a couple of stuff to look out for. So first off, when you open it, it's gonna soft close. When you open it, take a look at the hinges. Make sure nothing is rubbing against anything because that's important. So you're gonna open it. Take a look at the sides here. Make sure this is attached properly. You don't want any sort of rubbing on any of these pieces here. And then of course, since we're here, take a look at the seals on this side as well. So then now when we close it, you still have to manually close it. It's not that heavy, but then when you close it up to a certain point, this area is like the heaviest. You're gonna push it and it automatically closes. One thing to look for is of course this plastic piece. You can see how this plastic piece is kind of loose. Look, you can see it's already coming off here. So we don't want that. It does seem like it's just kind of, it's like a cover. So I don't think it's gonna be like a perfect fit, but you can kind of see it's not perfectly fit there and it's kind of coming off. So it's a little loose. So I might put in a work order for that because this is a little bit loose on the loose side. Tonneau cover opens, everything looks good. You also have to test it to make sure it actually holds your weight. The weight is rated for I think around 200 pounds. So let's go and test that out real quick here. And then boom. So since we're up here, I think it's the perfect time to check out the roof of the Cybertruck glass. Make sure there aren't any cracks. Sometimes there's cracks like on the edges when the workers are moving it and stuff. Don't see any problems there, it looks fine, okay? And it holds my weight clearly, so let's go and come back down. Now, when I got the truck delivered to me, it was on the highest setting. So I was like, how the heck am I supposed to check stuff? Go to the screen real quick, lower it to the lowest setting so you could check out the truck bed because there's a lot of stuff in there we have to check out. So let me show you real quick, come on. So I've driven the Rivian and their air suspension's really slow. Cybertruck's is insanely fast. Just click on here, you can go to high, and it goes high real fast. We're gonna keep it on entry, which is the lowest setting, so we could check out the back. So with the Foundation series, you get the floor mat, you have the badging. There's a lot of stuff in the truck bed that's all Foundation series only, accessories. That's kind of why I'm showing you here. But first up, check to make sure you have outlets here. You can test these out if you want to. Make sure you turn it on from the screen first. Another thing that the Foundation series order has are these D-rings. They pop out on this side and it allows you to hold stuff down. So these are gonna be on all the bolts in the truck bed. Only on the Foundation series, you could purchase it as an accessory later. Other stuff it comes with is a sunshade. So this is a sunshade for your roof. Has the Cybertruck logo and everything. These are the carpet floor mats that came with the Cybertruck. They removed them so they can install all-weather floor mats. So there is a small LED light light right here to see stuff. This is a lockable gear locker, so you can actually store stuff in here. And if you keep your truck bed open, this will lock if the car's locked. We're looking through it. There's a couple fun stuff about this though. So this is where a lot of your accessories will be. If you have the foundation series, like the mobile connector, they're gonna have the mobile connector for you here. Gear locker dividers is included in the foundation series, as well as a front license plate. But the cool thing is, this can be used as a cooler because it has a drain plug, and the drain plug is a Cybertruck. So you can fill this with ice. You could take a quick bath in here if you want to, if you could fit, and then use this as a cooler. And then also there are some seals on here, so just take a quick glance at it. This will keep it waterproof in there, so that's nice. So make sure the seals are good and it opens and closes easily. Now, one cool thing is with the mobile charger with the Cybertruck, it's like a complete redesign. I didn't notice this until later, but it's like all black. It looks so cool. No Tesla logo or anything on here like before. And you could again reverse charge another Tesla if you wanted to with this as well. And it comes with the NEMA 1450, all that stuff, because it's the mobile connector. You also got L-track hooks, which is this thing. So this is the L-track here, and you have these hooks here that you can move with the screwdriver. So you have two of these as well, and you have a bottle opener right here. So if you ever wanted to drink beer or whatever. The bed also has really good LED lighting, so we're gonna go ahead and test that out before we move on. That way we can just make sure everything works. Hit controls, which is a car icon again. And then you see bed light brightness. You can increase it all the way up to 100%. So we checked out the brightness, all that stuff works. Truck looks pretty good, minus the right door. Now, let's check out the inside. The seats are a little raised and elevated, made out of plastic. So just take a look at the plastic trim, look for any scratches or anything. Move the seat all the way forward, move it all the way up and backwards, and see if there are any issues with the seats. Come inside. Once you're inside, you're just gonna take a look at all the trim. Make sure everything's fastened properly. I know some people were complaining that this was sagging a little bit, so I say push on it a little bit first. Also take a look at the Alcantara as well, because it does rub and it can cause the Alcantara to just be removed. Here's the sun visor, so you remove it. It does not extend out. They use the same Model 3 sun visor mirror, which is insane. It's so small. Let's test out the lighting. First, we're gonna turn on the emergency lights. The emergency light blinker is right up here. Go to the lights, turn everything on. Headlights are on. Accent lighting is on as well, so you can kind of see the accent lighting slightly. Let's take a look at the headlights and make sure everything functions. So it looks good. Lighting is completely even. These are the headlights. They're tiny 3 little bulbs. And then on the rear, check to make sure the lights light up, everything's uniform. So you have that single light bar. Make sure it's even completely. So it's insane how long the dashboard is on the Cybertruck. This is the furthest I can reach. So if something falls there, it's done for. Make sure the trim looks good. Look for any scratches in the trim as well. Don't notice anything there. Got my name on here. Also, we're gonna take a look at the steering wheel. Sometimes some people's steering wheels rip, so not just in the front part, but in the back part too. The horn is in the center now, so just quickly test the horn. Buttons, make sure the buttons work, easy to press, high beam. Scroll wheels move easily. This is the camera button on this side, so it opens up the cameras. I'll talk about that in a second. And then windshield well here, you just press it once to turn it on, or hold it to activate the windshield washer fluid. Take a look at the center here. This is where your wireless charger is, as well as your key card reader. So just make sure your wireless charger works, and it works there too. Perfect. We opened up the cameras, we pressed the hexagonal camera. We have the front camera now, and then we have left and right cameras. If you want to look at the rear view camera, just swipe up, and there's the rear view camera there. It has a windshield washer fluid for the camera, so if you press it, it shoots it to clean up. So we just want to check out the screen. I'm going to do a settings video later, but we just want to check to make sure there aren't any issues. So first, we're going to go to toy box. We're going to do the emissions. We're going to fart outside of there, so that works for sure. Go to sketchpad, sketch on, make sure it works. Now we're going to go to our navigation, which is here. And then you just want to zoom in, make sure everything's responsive. Superchargers, everything works there as intended, which is nice. We're going to test out the climate function. So press here, or you could press the climate, move it around, up and down, so you know that it's actually moving. Also, you want to turn on the heated seats and cooled seats now, and make sure all these work as well. You can feel it, as well as the heated steering wheel, turn it on. This also has biodefense mode, which is nice. So it uses a HEPA filter to clear the air, so that's cool. Go to software, and it'll tell you your VIN. So make sure your VIN's correct. Especially if you have the foundation series, make sure full self-driving is included, and premium connectivity is included for free as well, because that's all included in the package. Now, one cool thing is we could check to see if there's any service alerts by going to the secret service menu. You could do this at your own risk, but you just hold the Cybertruck logo, then you type in service, and it shows you all these details about your car that doesn't show in other stuff. So active alerts, it says there's a fuse state mismatch. So that might be due to the fact that the car has been left on for a while, so that might be an issue. There are some recent alerts here, like LPS error. I don't know what a linear position sensor is. Again, if there were major issues, it would show up on the screen itself. However, it's just something to note if you do end up taking it to service, that there are some stuff on here. But under custom customer alerts, there's not that many. So it's good to know. If you ever want to exit, just press that gear icon and then exit service mode. Fold the mirrors, make sure the mirrors fold. Change the ride height to high and then low. Make sure it goes up and down smoothly without any issues as well. And let's quickly take a look at the glove box. So to open the glove box, just tap it to open. It opens so cool, it's like a drawer. Inside is gonna have all your personal information, like where I live, your registration, as well as your J1772 adapter. So make sure you have that as well. Make sure you have a Sentry Mode USB stick in the glove box. And then just make sure it opens and closes easily. So it's cool because you don't have to push it closed and open. It opens, you just have to tap it, and it should close by itself. Okay, so with the Foundation series, you do get a storage tray. So it's nice, even has the Cybertruck logo here. But just check the storage tray and make sure it works. It's all magnetic, very deep storage tray. You have a 12-volt outlet down here as well. There's lighting here, press it, and it activates to turn on. Touch it to make sure it turns on. They're not gonna give you the key card unless you've paid for the vehicle. If you do have the key card, place it where the cell phone charger is on the driver's side, and then you could use it to use the manual gear indicators and make sure it lights up and works. So the rear view mirror in this thing is so flimsy, it's so small. You don't really need one because the tonneau cover should always be closed anyways to save range. When you are here, you wanna test out the sound system just to make sure there aren't any rattling and noise and excessive vibration. And then to do that, you just have to go sources and then choose a source. Like for me, I have my Bluetooth on. Click on these little bars, go to tone, so increase it to max, go to balance and move it around. Listen for any distortions, cracks, or issues. All right, so now we checked out the front, looks good, no issues. Let's go ahead and check out the back. So now we're in the back. First things first, take a look at this headliner piece here. People have been complaining that's sagging. You can see mine sagging a little bit already. Let's see if it's as easy as just kind of pushing it up. So this is actually held in with Velcro. So there is some clips, but then it's mostly held in by Velcro. Take a look at the seats, make sure these don't recline at all. But for those wondering, I'm 6'3". My hair touches, but my head does not touch. So it's not that uncomfortable back here. Take a look at the headliner here. There's coat hangers here as well. And there's also a nice little light there for you too. Now, one thing I want to test out also is for this bench seat to go up. There's a little lever here. You just pull on it to unlock it and you lift it up once and then you could just, it locks in place automatically. And then pull it again to bring it back down. There's also the middle seat here that can go down. So if you pull this strap, it unlocks and then you can bring this down. I wish it offered storage, but it just offers cup holders. However, it does look like this middle seat can go up. So that is cool. So the middle seat can go up for people in the middle, but these are in place, they do not go up. We're gonna check out the center screen now, the 9-inch center screen. So just test the center screen, especially the fan. It does make more noise than the other ones when it moves. But it does make like a clicking sound every time you move it from your face to here. I did ask them and they said that's normal. You also want to test the heated seats, make sure the heated seats work, make sure the passenger seat can go forward or backwards as well. And then of course you have music here, Netflix, all that stuff. At the bottom you have a 110 outlet, which is nice. So you can charge something here. USB-C ports here as well. And you have a LED light here on the bottom. So there you have it, guys, the Cybertruck in all its glory. Now, when I got interested in the Cybertruck and was gonna take delivery, I was a little afraid because the media was making it seem like they're very difficult cars to produce and it's gonna be horrible for Tesla. However, this bad boy is a 1937 VIN and I haven't noticed any major issues with it. So overall, I'm very, very happy. Again, make sure you guys check out my delivery checklist if you guys want a detailed rundown, high quality photos on the Cybertruck and what to look out for. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.